Highball shooter has 2 guitar tracks, so I didn't know where to put the tabs on screen, because usually I provide the on-screen tabs for free. So this time the downloadable PDF and guitar profile is also free on my Patreon, but consider supporting the channel while you're there. Now let's quickly talk about one of those tracks, which is the slide or the lead track played. Well, he plays the riff harmonies and the slide licks on that track. So it is very difficult to play a slide like Blackmore, because he holds his slide weird, he plays with a pick, and this is just quite the opposite of how you play slide, because generally you vary it on your fingers, well, one of your finger, and then you pick with your fingers, because that gives you the best ability to mute. Now I do have a specific video lesson about how to play slide like Blackmore, so check it out. If I don't forget, it will be linked in here, but you'll find it on my channel as well. So obviously the first point is to be able to play in tune. If you got that, the next thing or the next biggest thing is to play cleanly, so devoid of all the noise that might arise. So if we take like a simple lick such as you're generally muting by the string by releasing your finger. So we are playing it on the G and the B strings, 9 and 8, 9 and then 8 to slide up to 10. So it's not, it's now with the slide you'll have to be careful to play not, because when you're moving between frets and strings, if the slide still touches the string, if you're not muting the string, then you will hear different pitches, notes, noise. And the way I do it is when I finish playing, just like with my finger, I ever so slightly raise the slide and then mute the G string with my picking finger, my thumb, picking hand's thumb, and then when I come back from the B, 8th of the B to 9 of the G, then I take my middle finger and basically grab or touch the B string for it to go silent and stay silent. And it's the same thing finger mutes. Well, I messed up in the end, but I hope you get the main point of how to play this slide. Now, it's exceptionally difficult, or was at least challenging for me, when I was playing the chorus. Here, so first of all, you're playing the D and the G strings together at the 5th fret, but then you'll have to slide from the A and the D, 5 on both, up to 7 on the A and D strings. And you need to grab your G string, otherwise it will sound like... No, that sounds pretty bad. So you need to get rid of that, of the G string. Now another thing with the slides, you can angle your slides. So if these are your strings, then you can kind of angle to just grab the one that you're playing. It's more difficult for 2 strings, so that's also a thing you need to be looking at. Format. See, I accidentally muted the D string as well. So it is hard. But when we are talking about the rhythm, it's not hard to play, but hard to groove, stay in time, sit in the pocket. So in my Stormbringer story video, I kind of explained it in 4 levels, and let me quickly go through. That's the rhythm that Blackmore used throughout Stormbringer, the whole album. So that is where you start. Now for these scratchy, funky sounds, you'll mute the strings by touching them. And then, I think level 2 was playing it twice in a bar. So you're not adding the so you're not scratching all the way, but adding more chords. And then you can use somewhat of a similar rhythmic formula when you scratch. And of course, sometimes Blackmore adds different notes, especially when sitting on the A chord. Well, that is from You Can't Do It Right, but it's sort of the same thing. Little different tempo, but kind of same thing. And maybe just one thing about the riff. Some people play it like but I think it's in 2 strings. Could be played like this, but I don't think it was. And you can check out California Jamming. Blackmore does hint at this riff. He plays this riff, but probably the song wasn't written at that point, but later kind of came about from just usual things Blackmore usually plays. So that's the thing. I think there's visual indication that he probably played Highball Shooter like that as well. And I'm not really sure if he played the harmonies up here or here, so in the 2nd pentatonic position or in the 4th pentatonic position. It's not sure. I'm not sure which one he did. I'm kind of going based on sound. But well, the second time around, I do play it down here in the 2nd position because he goes back to finish the riff. And if you're a hardcore Deep Purple fan, you might know that there's an instrumental version of this song on the 25th or 30th or whatever, whichever anniversary, and it has that instrumental track, which does have a secret guitar solo. So the guitar plays the break, not the organ. And I did tab it. I didn't re-record it, but I did tab it and cover it earlier. So that's also on my channel, and I will link it as well. Now, in these breakdown videos, I don't want to go through the song note by note. I just want to give you a couple of pointers what to look at, or maybe emphasize what were challenging for me, and maybe again that's useful for you to learn the song. Other than that, I'm happy to explain everything in very specific details, via Skype or Zoom lessons. But other than that, you can catch me in my next video, and hopefully you'll do.